Live from the City of Angels, it's Thursday night. The box office preview show is underway. Also tonight, as you see, the MMT of the Smashing Machine. And because I'm in a generous mood on this Thursday, I've also got the MMT of Good Boy. A 2-for-1 special tonight on Thursday, live from LA. Little love for the thumb. You know, listen, guys, honestly, these movies have been so disappointing that I'm more excited to show you the artwork. And tonight's kit. This kit with this background, oh man, we are sartorial glory here at MMT. Yeah, it's another one of these nights. Let's go and have a look at my out of theater selfie, and we'll give you the hits, runs, and errors. And trust me, it's all errors tonight when we talk about the Smashing Machine. The Rock mistakes wearing a prosthetic face for a layered performance, and Emily Blunt is straight up bad in The Smashing Machine, a film that has zero business in any awards conversation. Deli thin screenplay, Benny Safdie's a directorial mismatch, another 2025 mega disappointment. How many more can we take this year? Well, we've got another one tonight. It is The Smashing Machine. Here is 15 seconds of the film, and then I'll tell you why this is not good.
Does Mark Kerr still have it in him?
I just need you to let me in.
I'm sacrificing everything.
It's the biggest fight of my life.
Let's go.
I wish this film had any of that emotion. That's a great 15 seconds. Nice job, A24. Kudos to you for selling this film that, as I mentioned off the top, has a deli-thin screenplay. There's not enough here to make a movie about this Mark Kerr, this one of the pioneers of MMA. He's not interesting. His wife / girlfriend, Emily Blunt, not interesting. They don't have kids. There's not even that to play off of. He doesn't even win the final fight. That's not interesting. I can't believe that Benny Safdie thought this was the film to make. Because when you watch it, you get arguments about not putting the right milk in The Rock's protein shake. But wait, later they get into it over how to prune a cactus. This is the substance of what they are fighting over, as he is an up-and-coming superstar in the origins of MMA. And The Rock, listen, The Rock is just too earnest to be a good actor. When he's trying to not do the Rock character, right? The Rock character, he's great. When he's Hobbs and Shaw, when he's Fast and Furious, when he's even like a Red One, he's just larger than life. He works. Even Black Adam, for God's sake, give him a pass for that. But when he's trying to do this kind of goody two-shoes guy, it's an MMA guy. You expect him to be kind of rough around the edges. No, he's kind of like even though he's not shown to be a church-going guy, he's like a guy like that. He's the Ned Flanders of the MMA world. That's kind of like character he's playing here. And it just is uninteresting. And he's also got weird prosthetics. And he has hair that I'm not sure if it's a wig, because I don't know if he's really bald, right? Some guys are bald, and some guys shave their head and they still have some hair. I don't know the answer for The Rock. I think he's bald. So it's probably a rug. But he's wearing that too, to make you think that that's the performance. Look, The Rock's wearing a hairpiece and a weird forehead. Oscar-winning actor. I don't think so. And then you have white trash Emily Blunt, who was miscast. Very weird choice to put her in this film. I know they worked together on Jungle Cruise, but just because you like someone or you had chemistry with someone, I don't have chemistry here, but you don't necessarily have to make a movie with them again. Like, it might not work. And it doesn't work. Like, Pam Anderson would be good in this role. She was good in Last Showgirl. Not a lot to do with that movie, right? The movie's kind of just bare bones. But she'd be better cast. So Emily Blunt, wrong. And then she's just forcing it with these arguments over the protein shakes and the cactuses or cacti. Also, you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Safdie brothers' direction. And let's make it very clear that Good Time is a better film than Uncut Gems. As much as that pisses off some of you, including Gone Girl. There's no question. But here, Benny Safdie, they split up, right? Marty Supreme later this year, the other Safdie. This isn't really a fit. The way this film feels, especially a lot of its interior in their apartment in Arizona. There's a scene where The Rock gets angry with Emily over something, I don't know, burnt toast. And he tears the door apart. The door quite literally looks like it's made of foam. This film is not good, man. And then on top of all of this that I've mentioned so far, there's this very bizarre freestyle jazzy score. Kind of like One Battle After Another, only maybe even a little bit weirder. It doesn't work. So we have mismatched direction, we have that deli-thin screenplay, and we've got this freestyle jazz score. And The Rock, prosthetics, flat, goody two-shoes, Emily Blunt, white trash, bad. This is not a good film. This is not an awards film. 30% tonight for The Smashing Machine. And that leads us to a new segment here on MMT. When we talk about these films that are expected to be and or hope to be in the awards conversation, I'm going to break down where I think this film could get in. We'll use Golden Globes or Oscars, whichever one. The big award shows. Let's face facts. The Rock is going to push hard to get a nomination. Do I think he has any business getting nominated? Hell no. But that's about the only thing I could ever see come out of this film. Not because it's deserving, but because the narrative could be enough. We saw that happen with Brendan Fraser in the really awful Whale. Little different because, right, Fraser was gone for so long. It was like a comeback, right? This is more like, hey, The Rock's actually a decent actor. And not here. But, again, narratives tend to win in Hollywood. So I could see it happen. Does it deserve any consideration in any category? No. Hell no. So let's make that very clear. That's a great point, Friendly Pup. You go back to J-Lo in Hustlers. She's way better in Hustlers than The Rock is here in Smashing Machine. And she did not get in. Sandler, so often, right? Overlooked. And obviously for Uncut Gems, but also that basketball movie they tried to push him for, Hustle. That was not good. He got into SAG, though, didn't he? So the lens of the Academy Award voter tends to preclude some of these people, without question. But I'm just saying, A24 film, The Rock, he's a nice guy, even though he makes people wait on set, allegedly, all day for him to arrive to shoot. Go look it up. We talked about that months ago. But you could see that happen. Let's check sales, and I'll give you my projector on this film. It's opening wide. They are not platforming this. Again, if you don't know what platforming is, you're new to MMT. That is when a studio, especially an A24, a Neon, a Focus, decides they are going to New York, LA first, and then a few more markets, Chicago, San Fran, Philly, whatever. And then week 3, let's go wide across the U.S. In this case, they're going wide this weekend. So you can see this wherever you're watching from, unless you're overseas. A24 tends to put weird release dates on their films over there. But I can tell you, don't look forward to it. It's not a good film. I don't care. We're going to look at Rotten Tomatoes. I don't care what anyone's telling you. It's not a good film. It's another one of these credibility-killing films we talked about back on Sunday night. Okay? This is Smashing Machine at the Grove, which is right in the heart of Los Angeles. And this is the IMAX there. Looks pretty good. But again, that's here in LA. If I go to Dallas, maybe MMA, right? It's kind of flyover country. Remember, I grew up in flyover country. I'm just saying that's what people say. Grew up in Columbus, Ohio. Don't call me some kind of like coastal elite. Just got to live here in LA. Always be a Columbus, Ohio boy at heart. Let's look at prime Century City. Again, right in Beverly Hills. Pretty busy. They didn't do any early screenings of this. And I can tell you why, because the film's not great, right? You don't want to have early screenings of a film that's not very good. And I don't even know how this thing is at a high level. Let's look and see where it is at Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, I'll give you my projector, by the way. I'm going to take it at 12.5. And that seems to be about the best that a film like this could even do, even if it was great. Because these kind of films are struggling to get audiences because they skew older. Older people are like, I'm not going to the movies. Well, I mean, they go, but they just don't go in the numbers that you need to make a significant difference. I mean, hell, the young people aren't going to the movies. They only show up for Minecraft, Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, right? Huge films. They don't go to see Smashing Machine. And they shouldn't. I mean, if I was a kid and watched Smashing Machine, this isn't good. They don't want to go back to the movie theaters. I mean, listen, guys, it's not unwatchable. It's not an unwatchable film. I'm just telling you it's not a good film. It's not a great film. I didn't have one positive tonight with this film. That's pretty bad for me. I always find something. I don't have anything. Not even direction here. Typically, I'd be like, oh, yeah, one of the Safdie brothers. We got it. Nope. All right, here we are. A lot of... There's... Fine. Good. We start with a rotten C. Still too high. Fresh. Someone's got to eviscerate it. Oh, hey, this is good. I didn't know this. This is great. Peter Sobsnevsky. I could never quite grasp what it was about Kerr's story that Safdie found so compelling that he wanted to bring it to the screen. What did I say when I started? Oh, my God. Peter, we love you. We love you. Alex Bentley, the film is bafflingly boring considering the sport it's depicting. Agreed. This is, dudes, good job. We got some winners here tonight. Nice job, Alex and Peter. The rest of you, oh, Barry Hertz of the Globe and Mail. That guy's bad. He's really bad, Fresh. So many bad ones. All right, let's, couple comments. Anyone else saw it? Hit it now. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do a live trailer reacts for Frankenstein. Then we're going to do our second MMT evaluation tonight, which is Good Boy. Good Boy is the gimmicky horror film from a dog's POV. Saw it last night. Best thing about that film is it's an hour and 9 minutes long. Satvik, it's baffling to say that 2025 is a worse year for movies than 2024. I mean, listen, last year was bad. This year is not much better. You know, you go back to the films that I love this year, and we'll talk about some of the films I really like as we're now into October. But, you know, top of mind is a film like Twinless. Twinless, and I put this out in a tweet yesterday, I believe. If you look at the films I've seen this year, Twinless is one of the best films of the year for screenplay, performances, and I would argue direction. So you have all three of the major components. Twinless, and you know what's interesting about Twinless? Twinless is actually playing at the 8 here in Burbank, and it's still there. So it's telling me that people are talking about the film, and they also agree it is one of the best films of the year. That's awesome to see. Same thing happened with Aftersun. It played at the 8, which is the smaller of the AMCs here. It's got smaller kind of screening room feel in there. That film ran forever. Aftersun. Twinless is still there. I go, okay, that is encouraging because it is a very, very good film. And then you also have films like Magazine Dreams, Companion from like very early this year. You know, there are some good films, but overall, it has been another stream of disappointments. The big films have been let down. Superman's a bad film, right? Jurassic World, not good. I mean, I would expect at this point Tron, Ares to not be great. That is next week. We'll have that evaluation on Thursday. Not going to see it before. So be it. Don't care. I like doing these things on Thursday. I like going to see these movies when it's not that busy. I went to see it tonight at one of the bigger screens at AMC Burbank, but it wasn't a premium screen, but it feels like one. It was dead. Like I had one guy next to me, and he got up and left with 20 minutes to go, and he never came back. Of course, it's because that film's not good. But I like going where I can spread out. I don't have to see the film Twitter nerds. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. So I don't have to. I can walk in quietly, sit on the side, and not have to experience, and especially if I have to go to a press screening and deal with that, it's like a toxic sludge of nerddom. I don't want any part of that. It rubs off on me, and then I'm going to carry that into the world. I don't want to carry in the right of the whole movie crowd, because not you guys, the movie critics, they're just so uncool, man. There's no group that's more uncool in this entire universe than a group of movie critics. They're just across the board have the collective interest level from an interesting perspective of 0. They're just boring people, uninteresting, and you wonder why you get the reviews you do, because they likely and almost always follow in line with lockstep. What does my friend have to say? I don't want to stand out. By the way, tonight's kit is Kyoto Sanga from J-League, baby. Listen to this. I want some love right now for how this kit meshes. We talk about mesh, right? The mesh of the kit into the background tonight. I want a like, a subscribe, a super chat for the ability to not just bring you the gold here on MMT with the #1 movie evaluations in the world, but also the sartorial splendor that you're getting from this channel tonight. Thank you, Vader Monkey. I appreciate it. It's, again, anytime I have a J-League kit, you know that I paid a lot of money for it, because these are hard to get, man. You have to get them directly from Japan. They don't sell them in the United States. So this is where I spend any extra money I have on these. So please, please enjoy them as much as I do. It's time for the MMT trailer reaction for Frankenstein. I have not seen it. I heard this thing's kind of Well, let's watch the trailer and figure out what Del Toro's doing with this. I don't think I'm going to watch all of it. It's 2 minutes and 22 seconds. I will not make you suffer that long. Let's watch some of it now on MMT.
My maker told his tale. And I will tell you mine.
So it's very much like Nosferatu in that it's all style and little else. I mean, that's what I'm guessing, right? Del Toro as a filmmaker, we're not even going to have a debate over his ability to deliver cinema. I mean, he's done it time and time again. But again, do we need to watch another Frankenstein? Give me something new.
I remember pieces.
And, you always get that exquisite production design every time with Del Toro.
Memories of different men. Then I saw it. Your name.
I hate what I see in the corner. Do you guys see that? Oh, you can't see it because, hold on, let me see if I can move it here. You'll see. Hold on, let me make it here. There it is. Do you see it? Netflix. F Netflix. I'm so glad they're getting dragged right now. We'll talk about that after this. Let's finish up.
Victor Frankenstein.
We love Oscar Isaac. He elevates everything he's in, no question. And we also, even though she apparently is nasty to extras, allegedly, Mia Goth rocks.
My creator. I demand a single grace from you.
I mean, you've got production design, you've got cinematography, you've got costumes. All that stuff's obviously going to be in play. But from a film perspective, overall, picture, director, I don't know, man. It doesn't sound like this is all that intriguing in that people have seen it are just kind of like, it looks cool. Which I'd expect. It's Del Toro, of course.
If you are not to award me love, then I will indulge.
Hey, Christoph Waltz. I mean, this is across the board. Actor-wise, I'm very interested in it, and I think Elordi's in it, right? He is Frankenstein. He has a great look. You go back to Saltburn. He was strong in that. He's just a movie star. He looks like one for sure. I mean, not as Frankenstein, he doesn't, but, without the makeup. Yeah, I mean, it's just Frankenstein. At the end of the day, it's not something that really stokes my interest. Aside from the technical things that we mentioned, the production design, cinematography, the performances, I'm sure, just the cachet of actors, that this is a great, really strong group. So I like that. But, again, I just want to see something new, original, and cool. Like a film like Substance. That got me hard, right? Cinematically erect, as we like to say. This is just not going to do it. It will from overall feel, but remember, this is not going to be in theaters, right? Frankenstein is going to be at your local tiny little indie theater and nothing else because Netflix sucks balls. And the fact they're getting dragged for whatever they're getting dragged by, I guess from having all this stuff for kids, indoctrinating kids into all that stuff. Listen, that's not what I do, but I can tell you, I understand why parents might not want that. I understand why people are pissed. I don't care. I just want to see Netflix go down. I don't care how it happens. Netflix sucks. Netflix has destroyed cinema. They don't even give us movies at movie theaters. They are actively having a big part, playing a part in the destruction of movie theaters. Not that their films ever really warrant it, but you know what I'm saying. You don't want a studio with big films. Frankenstein is, based on the budget alone, is a big film, and it's not even at your theater. That's ridiculous. Exactly. They have zero risk. We talked about that. Kusma, pardon me for burping. That's what happens when I have too many Walmart seltzers here tonight. But when you look at their budget, they just go out of control. They spend as much as they want. You look at Electric State, film that was like $250 million. Very underwhelming film. I don't think it's a terrible film. It's watchable. Again, watchable. Like, Bo was afraid it's unwatchable. Okay? Films like Smashing Machine, incredibly underwhelming, watchable. Electric State, annoying, derivative, watchable. I'm not saying you're watching it and you're excited. You know what I'm saying? You get it. Okay, let's do MMT Good Boy evaluation right now. This is a real short look at a film that, let me just set it up for you. It's very simple. It's a haunted house film from the perspective of a pooch. Okay? You're going to watch the horrors unfold, or the lack of the horrors, through the pup's eyes. Here's a taste of our second evaluation tonight. It is IFC's Good Boy. Wait, hold on. 100% not genuinely unnerving. Oh my God. Who are these people, Collider? Who wrote that? Someone find out who wrote that from Collider so I can drag them. By the way, when I walked out tonight from the AMC, there was Perry Nemiroff, the most vanilla, boring voice in film. I had laughed. I came out and I looked and I just looked at her. I didn't say anything. I'm not going to say. I'll say it here. If she said something to me, I'd be like, yeah, I called you vanilla. You're incredibly vanilla and boring. Nothing you've ever said is interesting. Okay? You, Neglia, name them. Any of them. Frosty, even though Neglia doesn't work for Collider. But I saw her and I'm like, yeah, she probably would say something like genuinely unnerving. I mean, listen, here's the deal. Perry seems nice. Sorry, we're going to get to this. Perry seems nice. Nice isn't interesting. Nice is fucking boring. Nice is lame. It is. I'm not saying be mean, but being known for being nice and diplomatic and, it's just not. Why do you want to watch that shit? Why do you want to listen to someone that you know is never going to savage a movie? That's what I'm talking about. These people are dull. The proverbial drying of the paint on the walls. Definitely not spooky. IndieWire. Oh my God.
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
Okay. All right. You know what? The trailer's good enough for you. The concept's cool, right? We'll have a horror film in the spooky house from the POV of the pooch. Yeah, cool. The problem is that gets old really fast. Like 15, 20 minutes into this, I'm like, oh my God. I still have another 45 minutes of this. Remember, this is only an hour and 5 minutes long, which is awesome. I should have given that a thumbs up. I did not. I forgot. But it still gets stale. Predictable narrative. Too much narrative. The owner goes back to his dad's house where his dad lost his mind, and you know the kid will, and also all the other shit that happens without ruining it. But it's just too narrative driven. Now, you're going to say, what? What do you... Okay, let me explain how you make this better. Make it more like Skinamarink. Make it more experimental. Weirder. Now, a lot of you did not like Skinamarink. I enjoyed the experience of Skinamarink, which is one of the strangest films you'll ever watch. It's set, again, in a house with different weird angles of kids watching old shows and creaking sounds throughout the house and muffled voices like that for like an hour and a half. Too long. Should have been cut shorter. Would be really good as a 20-minute short. But here's what I want to do. I want to take Skinamarink and Frankenstein it with Good Boy. Good Skinamara-boy. Help me out. I'm just trying. Skinnery boy. Here's the thing. They each have things I like, but aside from themselves, apart, they're not as great as if you Frankenstein them and created some kind of hybrid. This is a 55%. The best part of Good Boy is at the very end, you get the owner explaining how the movie was made. Took like 400 days of shooting. They had to get the dog to look in the exact right spot, walk down the hallway, convince it with treats to come here and there. And you can tell that's what's happening, right? They're not always putting the dog in peril. There's a lot of weird shots, kind of like quickly to make you believe that what's happening to the dog. And I said you can't really do that with the dog, right? And they don't have a budget. The film budget's like nothing. It's IFC. I don't think it was even their film. They picked it up. I give credit to the filmmaker. It's cool, right? Again, I like the idea. I like the fact that this person went through the work to make the film. It just isn't really interesting beyond the first 15 minutes. And it's not weird enough. I mean, that's the takeaway here, friendly pup. The pup knows, right? Of course. And that's the thing. I want to watch films that are either weird or just straight up normal and great. But weird and good is better for me than generic straightforward. I like films like Substance. I like films like, Good Time's a weird film. It is. I like Skidamarinks, a strange film. I like oddball things, and we don't get enough of them, and often they don't work. I give you that. There's a film called Ennis Men from Neon that was really odd, shot on like Super 8. It was shot really in really just raw, grainy shit. I like that film for a while. The problem is with a lot of the experimental stuff, with stuff that's kind of gimmicky in a way, like a Skinamarink, like an Ennis Men, it runs out of steam. That's the challenge, right? How do I commit? And you go back, you look at The Lighthouse. It's a gimmicky, again, the look of that film, the feel of the film. The screenplay's not there. What I'm looking for is a weird film with an awesome screenplay. And I know that doesn't happen often, but that's what we're trying to do. Can we get one of those? All right, guys, I'm not going to go a whole hour. I'm at 32 minutes. I did what I was supposed to do tonight. I gave you 2 evaluations plus a trailer watch. Sunday night's always an hour. So I'm not going to be talking about UFOs and giants and dragons tonight. Not doing it, okay? I'm just doing this and we're out of here. Coach, An Enemy was boring. Oh, no. Don't tell me this. Coach, listen. Coach, I have to go see it. I don't have to. But I need to see it for Sunday night. There's nothing else. I knew that this film was not going to be good because you just saw Focus dump this wide, okay? Daniel Day-Lewis, directed by his kid. And the reviews are not great. It's 2 hours plus. And the fact that you're telling me it's boring, I don't want to do this. But there's nothing else. I have to watch something for Sunday that's new. And it's Daniel Day-Lewis, so I got to do it. But I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to find it playing somewhere where I can sit on the aisle and walk out liberally. So as I get bored watching An Enemy, I can go out and do anything. Go for a lap around the lobby, come back in and finish the film. I'll tell you I did that because when I evaluate, I give you the full truth. I do not say I watched a film and I left. The only film that I left, and I told you I left, was the one from Warner Brothers, Alto Nights with De Niro. What a slog. I'm glad I left. And I will do that for An Enemy. If I go and I'm not into it, I will get up and leave. Guys, listen. This is a hobby. I do not get paid millions of dollars to sit down and watch 2 hours of Daniel Day-Lewis ruminate and have a very slow burn conversation about whatever the fuck the movie's about. At some point, I'm just like, I'm out. No, you're going to say, look at Tar. It's all conversation. Tar is brilliant from a screenplay. Please don't even get these films confused. They're both from Focus, but that's probably the only thing that I would compare the two. Bruce, I hear people talking about Marty Supreme. And, well, here's the thing. When I watched the Marty Supreme trailer, I'm very impressed. Okay, first of all, I love Alphaville. Forever Young. So that use of the music use in that trailer is exceptional, and they played it before Smashing Machine. Maybe we have a case where one Safdie is all the talent, right? Josh versus Benny. We'll find out when Marty Supreme comes out. Marty Supreme's going to be one of the last films in, right? It comes out at Christmas. It is not debuted anywhere. I could see Marty Supreme drop in November at the Academy Museum here in LA and New York, like simultaneous, they often studios like to drop things really late. A24 did that with the Iron Claw, but this is a bigger film than Iron Claw, right? A lot of people say A24 didn't do Iron Claw justice that award season because they didn't push it. But at the end of the day, I think Iron Claw is a solid film. I don't think it's a great, great, great film, but it is certainly better than a lot of the films I've seen recently. So it's hard for some of these studios, right, to figure out how do you release the film, when do you drop it, and how do I carry momentum through to the Oscars, to the Globes, whatever you're headed to. And ultimately, it's the Oscars. But you really have to make sure that your film hits at the right time. It's got to be good. And that's a problem right there. I mean, that's one of the issues we've had all year. That's why I could easily see a film like Sinners or One Battle After Another win Best Picture, because they're not great, but this is not a great year. Okay, a movie like Twinless, which is better than both those films, will never win. It's too small. It's Lionsgate, for God's sake. It has no chance. But, right, that's the reality. A PTA film will always be viewed as superior to a Twinless, and that's a shame because it's not. Okay, Twinless is a much better film. And the issue with Twinless is, and I'll get Super Chat in a minute, Vader Monkey, one sec. I promise. I'm looking. I'm digging. Here's the deal. The problem is that Twinless has gay sex in it. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Listen, here's the deal. If I'm going to tell you to see a movie and you go to watch it and you're like, oh my God, it has it in it, okay? Listen, I've seen it plenty of times before. It's not something that I would ever hammer a film for. Now, there are other people out there who would. That's your choice, not my choice. I think Twinless overall as a story, character, everything about it is really, really great. Kid is fresh, boss. Ties through. It does, right? This, I feel like we might have to be wearing this one more often than some of the others, right? First of all, the one from the other night, which I hadn't watched in a while, I watched the stream from, check this out. I watched the stream from Sunday. This one's badass too, in this, right? This is one I have not worn in a while, but you only saw like the top, right? So you probably saw this, but look at this thing on the bottom. That is straight fire. Malaga. I wore this on Sunday. So this is Sunday's kit from Hummel. Tonight is Puma Kyoto Sanga. And anything that like have shades of the two colors we have primarily here, the purple, the pink, right? The maroon, this is going to work. This works really well. Okay, so I've got to. Conversely, just to show you, as much as I've got a bunch of kits right here. As much as I like this kit, this is not a kit that works on the set. Okay, like it's like if we were doing a movie, you'd be like, listen, I love my Norwich kit, but the Norwich kit doesn't work. Right? It's awesome. Joma's one of my favorites. You've got your patches on here. It's legitimately player. Right? This is player. This is not a replica. This is the real deal. I don't wear replicas. These are the ones they wear on the field. But look, this is just not working like this is. So I've got to, unfortunately, not be bringing these out as much. And it's a shame because I love it. It's very bright. When I wear it out, they're like, are you a canary? Well, they are the canaries. But it takes a real man to walk out into the world wearing this. Just walking around on the street. They're like, what in the hell? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Every time I wear one of these, there's somebody who goes, holy shit, a Norwich kit? Where'd you get that? Norwich? Where do you think I got it? You think I got it at Dick's? No, you have to order it from Norwich. This stuff has to come from somewhere. But thank you, Vader Monkey. I appreciate that. Honestly, I get more excitement out of the track I play from the top, the kit I'm wearing, than the movies I'm watching. And conversation with you guys. Please watch the trailer for We Bury the Dead. Oh, fine. Since you did it now, I'll do it. I got time. I'll do it. It's called We Bury the Dead. Here we go. I don't know anything about this movie, so give me a second to find it. Yeah, let's see. We Bury the Dead. Give me 1 second. This is what happens when you guys ask me to do something and it's like a request. I've got to do it all myself. Share screen. Let's go to Good Boy trailer. Here it is. Okay. Let's go to Good. Okay. What's it called? Hold on. It's called We Bury the Dead. All right. I don't even know what it is. Give me a second. I'll do it. I'll do it because I've got a few extra seconds. We Bury the Dead. Here we go. All right. Oh, okay. Here we go. It's vertical. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a minute long. Hey, guys, here we go. Oh, shit. We got to sit through a ballerina ad.
Your choice.
Oh, what a boring movie that was.
Cool.
Look how much John Wick they put into this, right? Because the movie's so dull. Come on.
Depends on the merchandise.
Oh, Anna de Armas is so dull. I don't even know. I mean, she's cute, but I mean, it doesn't do much for me. All right, here we go. We Bury the Vertical is what, man, let me tell you. Vertical's a wild card. Okay, Vertical has a great film. You guys ready? Almost said Alphabet City. Shit, it's not Alphabet City. That's the one from the studio. It is Asphalt City. Asphalt City's badass. I love that movie. Okay, here's Vertical. Let's watch We Bury the Dead.
Our nation thanks you for volunteering your services during this dark time.
It's Daisy Ridley, fresh off that Die Hard ripoff that we watched a few months ago.
Hey, this is Mitch. Please leave a message, and I'll get right back to you.
Tell me you're okay. I need you. I love you.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Wake up! Wake up!
Well, first of all, anything that's awe-inducing will have me excited. You guys know, these plaudits, these hyperbole quotes, unbelievable. But it's okay. I still will go into it with an open mind.
I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying.
If you find your husband, I hope you understand what that could mean.
The odd ones that do come back online are docile.
I mean, I'm always down for a good zombie flick. Remember, one of our best films of last year or 2 years ago now was Handling the Undead from Neon. Very small film, very slow burn, but really captured the humanity of the situation. It wasn't an action film. It was a film about grief and overcoming said grief. Really love Handling the Undead.
I can assure you, you have nothing to fear.
I mean, cool, right? I'm down for that. Again, any zombie film I'll watch. Remember, let's get one thing straight. We talk about 28 years, months, days. 28, not days, shit. Weeks later is the best film. Right? It is. It's the best of the three. And I know somebody, oh my God, it is. It's the best. It's traditional. It's the best of the three. It's definitely not 28 years later. One of the worst of the year. Horrible film. Just borderline abomination. But listen, one thing I'll say about Vertical, and you go back to, I mentioned Asphalt City. They also had a film that's out this year, I believe, called The Order. Remember that with Jude Law? Was that this year? It felt cinematic. They have a nice look to their films. They look like they're shot on film. They have the right aspect ratio, widescreen, looks good. Vertical's underrated, okay? I feel like they don't get any discussion as a studio because, listen, let's face facts. They're never have had a big hit. You look at a Briarcliff who had Magazine Dreams, right? You know, I like Magazine Dreams a lot. It's one of the best directed films of the year. Screenplay's got some issues, but Jonathan Majors is exceptional. He's, first of all, Jonathan, let's just do this. Forgot this now that I'm remembering Magazine Dreams. Jonathan Majors in Magazine Dreams is a hell of a lot better than Rock in Smashing Machine. So I don't know if he's canceled or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm picking the best person. Jonathan Majors in. I'm down for this. Good call on that. We Bury the Dead. I will watch this, Luis Trace. So when's it out? Does it have a date? Hold on, let's see. Let me put coming soon. Let me get a release date. Give me a second. We Bury the Dead release date. Let's see. Here we go. Isn't it exciting when wait, it was out March 9th. Where did it debut? Let's hit this. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. It debuted, if I'm going to guess it did South by Southwest in March. Okay. It's scheduled for a limited theatrical release, Australia and New Zealand, October 9th. In the United States, January 2nd. So it's going to be very early, obviously, like the first film of the new year. And that's, listen, that's a dead zone. I don't mind them going for that because usually there's nothing new that opens around January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, right in that time frame. So I'll just wait. I mean, I could probably get a screener of it, to be honest with you, because I say a lot of good things about Vertical. But I'm going to wait. I'll wait to see that when it comes out. You know, I've been doing that a lot lately. I just end up wanting to. Yeah, I don't know if was Vertical Emily the Criminal. I think that was Emily the Criminal was like another strange small thing, like not Roadside. Let me look. Hold on. That's by the way. Now we're playing niche cinema. What niche distributor cinema? Isn't that exciting? I like Emily the Criminal a lot. Oh, man, I'm a huge fan of Emily the Criminal, if you guys haven't seen that. Big fan of that film. Here it is. Emily the Criminal was not... What was it? Roadside. Did I say Roadside? Oh, it also is Vertical. It's Roadside and Vertical. Isn't this exciting, everybody? Weber tries to guess what random indie studio released films you've never heard of. Do you guys ever watch Emily the Criminal? Yeah, since we got some people watching right now, thanks for being here on MMT. Let's just quickly watch the trailer for Emily Criminal, because it's really great. I think it's one of the better films of that year, whatever that was. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is a good film. All right, here we go. We can't watch the whole thing. Let's watch a little of it. Yeah, there it is. Roadside and Vertical.
So if you had some money, what would you do?
I just want to be able to experience things. I just want to be free. Hi, I paid.
Okay, right now, do you hear that? Hear the music. Drive. This film is so drivey. Set in L.A., a lot of the score sounds a lot like Drive. John Patton Ford was, without question, very heavily influenced by Refn's Drive.
400 and it was never applied to my balance. Sorry, how much interest is being added a month?
But what makes Emily the Criminal so great
I need a real
is it's about the gig economy. It's about struggling in L.A., the price of everything going up. And this movie was out even before things shot up crazier, and how people are so desperate they'll do virtually anything like become a criminal to stay alive in Los Angeles.
well done. Just to like pay my loans.
Emily, yo, let me hook you up.
Get your driver license. In the next hour, you will make 200 cash, but you will have to do something illegal.
I like that guy too. He was cool in this film.
You won't be in danger, but you will be breaking the law.
Yo, you gonna pay for that?
Sorry?
I said, are you gonna pay for that?
My God. Sorry, man.
Tomorrow, you have the option to do another job, okay?
What do I have to do? You make that much selling TVs.
Okay, so just quickly, without giving it away, she gets pulled into a credit card scam deal where they go out with stolen credit cards and buy things and then resell them, and he gives them money for every time they get something out of the store. So it's a lot of like shoplifting with a credit card that's stolen. Okay, it's really good, dude. This film, and John Patton Ford, he should be directing Heat too. If you can't get a top level director for Heat 2, if they're going to make that film, you do not allow, I'm telling you, man, after watching Ferrari, you do not allow Michael Mann to direct that. I said when I saw Emily the Criminal, go back and look, I actually said, whoever, you should get this guy, John Patton Ford, to direct Heat 2. Because he's got a great look, very grounded look at Los Angeles. It's a film I should go back and watch because a lot of this is here, man. It's down the street. I don't even go out in LA anymore. You guys know that because in Burbank, it's okay. But if you go to Hollywood, man, some shit's going down. There's homeless everywhere, crime. I wouldn't walk down the street. And I'm not even like a little beta bitch. But if you are, you're going to be in big trouble. That's going to be even more of a problem for you. So, yeah, I mean, sorry, I got to be just straight up with you. It's true. So in this town, it's like Gotham. Downtown LA is really like Gotham. That's what I hear. I mean, last time I was there was awful. What happened to Nicholas Winding? I don't know. I think he made a show. A lot of these guys get pulled into series. They get pulled into series and they make money from Amazon or Netflix to do their little passion project. And instead we get robbed of great films. I mean, you look no further than what we've seen with Cameron doing Avatar. Avatar is, it's over, man. We need to end Avatar. I hope if you can do me one thing, the only thing I'd ever ask you to do on this channel, please help make Avatar 3 bomb, or at least massively underperform. That would make me happier than anything that you could ever do, because we would be, hopefully, even though the funny thing is we already have another Avatar. We have Avatar 4 and 5 or whatever he made. If you could help at least make that film come in way under by not supporting it, that would be a great service to MMT. Okay, I'll mention that as we get closer. We do not need another fucking Avatar movie. The fact that we still have, like, that's back this week. I can't imagine wanting to watch Way of Water again. These things are Viewmaster, soulless garbage. I can't stand Avatar. And the fact that some people think this is cinema, this is great filmmaking, this is a best picture, this is why we're going off the deep end, man. People are losing their minds. I'll be seeing Marty Supreme over Avatar 3. Yeah, I would hope so, Sadvik. You look at Marty Supreme, that's my kind of film. Period piece, looks like exceptional direction. You've got the performances, Gwyneth Paltrow, finally get to see her in something with some meat. Gwyneth Paltrow's hot, right? She always was. I think she still is. I mean, she's like listen, I can talk about Elizabeth Olsen all I want, but the age range for me is more Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Age appropriate. Not that Elizabeth Olsen's not. I mean, listen, man, I'm just saying. Gwyneth Paltrow's not ugly. She's definitely smoking hot. And she was younger, and I think she still looks very good for her age. Listen, we're not all 23 anymore. It's the fact of life. I'm fighting Father Time. It's why I go to the gym. It's why I do the things I do, because I want to fight Father Time as long as I can before the hair goes all gray. And I can't use Just for Men to cover up some of the gray. All right, open comment time, and we're out of here on this Thursday night. Let's get ready. Let's do it. It is the Comment Blast closeout on this Thursday night. I said I would only go a little while. Look, I'm already up again. Come on, man. Here we go. Here's our song from the beginning. It's Fired Up by Because of Art. I believe it's on Anjunadeep, which is Above and Beyond's label. Just pre-ordered Twinless, comes out on digital tomorrow. FYI, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Bruce. But again, listen, I want to remind you. Now, Bruce, I know you don't care. I'm just telling you, for anybody else who's watching and they're going to go watch the Twinless, and all of a sudden you got two guys having graphic sex. Listen, man, I'm just telling you. At least I'm telling you that. But I'm also not chastising you if you have a problem with that. Because everyone's got their own thing. I'm okay, but I also don't think we should censor that. Okay? Now, for little kids, different story. I'm talking about adults. If you don't want to watch that, don't watch Twinless. But if you can get through that, if that's something that is something you can handle, or maybe you enjoy, good, you'll love it. Shelby Oaks coming up when it comes out. They're not going to let me see it early. There's no chance. Neon will never let me see Shelby Oaks early. Because look, I'm already destroying the smashing machine. I mean, they're happy I didn't go before. Because, listen, let's just face facts. MMT is the gold standard. And I have more credibility in this space than anybody. Nobody has more. Not one. Definitely not Fantasy. Don't even say the name. Don't. It's embarrassing. But nobody in the space has more credibility. So if you get the MMT stamp approval, it is worth quite literally hundreds of critics. Because they all suck. So it's not even, I shouldn't even say hundreds. I should say all. Because there's only like 5 that I recommend. 5. I was conversing with Lights Camera Jackson tonight after I got out of the movie. I think he's good. And he said it's very disappointing. I said, you're being too kind. So that's someone I actually recommend. Lights Camera Jackson. A lot of you give him trouble. I don't care. He's cool. I think he's good. Like, I don't buy into what everyone else says. Why would I do that? Because if I bought into everything that you guys say, I would think Sean Fennessy is the sage oracle of film. He's a fucking idiot. One of the worst I've ever seen in the space. Might be I think he is the most overrated voice ever to step foot in the film space. I don't care if he works for Ringer. It doesn't matter. Dude, that actually makes it worse. Imagine being Ringer employing a guy who's literally that weak. At every single level. There's nothing good about him. Nothing good. I mean, not as a person, but as an evaluator, as a voice, nothing about Sean Fennessy warrants any of the attention that guy gets. None. Conversely, Weber will get dragged to here and back. Oh, he's the worst guy ever, and yet everything I say is fucking money. So I don't care. This stream and what we do is way better than anything the Ringer's ever done. Ever. My worst stream is better than anything Ringer's ever done, the best thing they've ever done. No question. Sorry, it's true. And what do you tell me? Other comments here. Before we get out of here, I'll see Anaconda or anything. Eagles, anything over Avatar. Again, anything. I don't care what it is. All right, we're almost out of here on this Thursday. Thanks for being here. Always, guys, honestly, I want a little more love one more time for tonight's kit. Dude, this thing is this is the MMT kit. I might have to wear it like every other Sunday. You're like, oh, God, he's wearing the Kyoto Sanga jersey again. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Thanks for being here. That's the song. That means we're out of here. No repeats. Get it out of here. I'm out. See you back on Sunday. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. Don't see Smashing Machine. Not worth your time. Good night. Peace out. Bye.